I'm a firm believer, if you have the choice between vacuuming your living room and lighting candles and getting fresh flowers, pick the candles and the fresh flowers. I think when entertaining, people put a lot of pressure on themselves to be ready when people walk in the door or to have everything perfect. And I think sometimes we lose sight of that it's about how we make people feel. Making people feel welcome, making people feel like we've been intentional about them coming. Fresh flowers are a way you can do that. I think fresh flowers say, hello, welcome to my home. These are beautiful. Okay, little tip. When you get ready to do any of your herbs, it doesn't matter if it's rosemary, it doesn't matter if it's parsley. You can take what you don't use. And I love doing this, especially in the summer, because, well, winter too, because Lord knows we need color in the winter in the Midwest. But you can take them and put them in a little mason jar, and it just makes a little sweet accompaniment. And if you have a charcuterie board, or you're just doing kind of a natural place setting, that kind of look, it just looks, I don't know, bright and colorful. Something I love is an olive oil sprayer. And it just helps with the amount that you put on your pan or that you spray on your veggies. So this is the pan I'm going to put my salmon on. And I always line it with foil because I feel like it cuts down on the mess. And then this is going to be the pan that I do my broccoli on. So I'm just going to spray this. And you know what? I've got some beautiful garlic infused olive oil. So I'm just going to, a little bit of garlic oil. And then we're just going to put a little salt and pepper on our broccoli. It doesn't need to be a lot of seasoning because our salmon is going to have so much seasoning. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper. And then I am going to get my magic garlic dust. Okay. Now we're just going to take this broccoli, super easy. All we've done is cut the stalk off. I like to cut it down. I like to cut it down pretty far. And then we have olive oiled, salt, pepper, a little bit of magic garlic dust. My mouth is watering. And now we're going to put this in the oven on broil. I'm going to set a timer because I am notorious for putting this on broil and then being like, what do I smell burning? So I'm going to put a timer on. We're going to put this in a high broil, and we're going to have some broiled veggies with our salmon. Okay, here's what I know about cooking, is if you want to become a better cook, you need to just get in the kitchen more. You can't say, I want to cook like you do, LeeAnn, and never go to the kitchen. So the more you do it, the better that you get at it. And it doesn't have to start with very complicated things. This dish is a very easy dish. It's quick, but it is delicious. And the mayonnaise makes it just creamy and beautiful. So I don't like to keep the long stems of the parsley. I don't love those being on, so I just kind of pluck them. Just kind of pluck them off, and then I will chop those up nice and fine. I will use parsley for garnish, but I will also use it. I will also mix this in to my mayonnaise. You could also use dill. Dill is something that a lot of people love with seafood. My husband isn't a huge dill lover, so I just do parsley. I did not go to culinary school. I grew up in the kitchen with my mom. And so I don't know the proper techniques of cutting. I don't know about, I mean, I know what julienne is, but I don't adhere to any of it. I just chop it up. So we're just gonna chop up this parsley. And I want it kind of fine. I don't want real fat pieces. Part of the reason that people don't enjoy the kitchen as much is sometimes it's a issue of tools. Like have the great tools, have tools that get the job done, and then it makes it all so much more enjoyable. So when you're cutting, if your knife is sharp, my husband D keeps our knives nice and sharp, so you know it makes it more pleasurable if all of your equipment is working the way it's supposed to. So I set my timer for the broccoli for 5 minutes because I have it on a high broil. So I'm just gonna toss it because I want it to be nice and golden almost. Sometimes my broccoli almost looks like, oh, don't you think that's a little too dark? No, it's not. I'm just gonna take some green onions and I just want the tops. I really just want the tops in my mixture, my mayonnaise mixture. You could use chives, you could use dill. I'm choosing to use these beautiful green tops of these green onions. Now I'm gonna take my salmon and I'm just gonna lay it on this pan. That is a beautiful piece of salmon. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to take some mayonnaise. Now, I like to buy the good mayonnaise. I like to buy the good stuff. So we've got some really beautiful mayonnaise here. I'm going to guess this is going to be just a very generous half cup of mayonnaise. And if it's not enough, guess what I'm going to do? I'm just going to add more. I don't think you cannot go wrong. You know, you wouldn't want to put 2 cups of mayonnaise or anything, but it's half cup, 3/4 cup is good. Give that a little stir. Then I've got this beautiful Parmesan cheese. I'm going to give it a little shake. I'm going to say heaping 4th cup. Give that a stir. And then we're going to add some beautiful lemon. This is, I don't know why, this is like maybe one of my favorite parts. I just think that lemon is happy. It's just bright and beautiful, and it gives like just this nice punch of flavor. It makes me feel like summer. Oops. Did a little splashy splash there. Okay, I can tell I already want more mayonnaise. So we're gonna put another 4th cup. So I'm gonna say 3/4 cup. That's gonna be my good guess. I don't think when I've made this, I have ever measured. Okay, I'm gonna do another squeeze lemon. I'm gonna say this is a whole half of a lemon squeezed in there. Okay, and then look how beautiful. We're going in with the green onions. Some parsley. This is just beautiful. Beautiful colors of the kitchen. Cooking is a form of art. So a beautiful part about Buehler's is one thing they say, which is really, I believe, true, is it's best and fresh. So the salmon is beautiful and fresh. The green onion, the parsley, beautiful and fresh. And just look how gorgeous that's stirring up. And then we're gonna garnish with lemon and parsley, and it's gonna be beautiful. So I'm gonna take some salt and salt my salmon. I'm gonna pepper. I'm gonna do a little spray of the olive oil. And then I'm gonna take some lemon. Are you ready for this? We're gonna put this, we're just gonna spread this right over the salmon. Oh, my mouth's watering. This is gonna almost just get caramely and beautiful and golden because I'm gonna put it under the broiler for just a second. Just to broil it. See? Look how beautiful that's looking. It's going back in. I'm going to take some more lemon. I want to be generous with the lemon. So I believe getting around the dinner table is underrated. I think that it's where you can find out some of the most incredible things about your children. You can catch up on your partner's day, and the table is a place where you connect and you love each other. It's a moment that you can just pause and look in each other's eyes and say, how was your day? And again, it does not have to be anything real hard. You can make macaroni and cheese and hot dogs and have a time around the table that is important and sometimes pivotal. I'm going to put this salmon, look how beautiful this looks. This looks so pretty. I'm going to put this salmon in the oven on about 400. I might turn it up to 425 for about 5 minutes. And then I'll turn it down to 400, and it's going to be in, I'm going to say this piece is going to be in between 12 and 13 minutes. My grandmother always had a huge garden, and I can remember as a kid, I can remember her standing in the doorway of her kitchen asking me something about green beans. And it's just like one of those memories that's just precious to me. Actually, that picture that's hanging above my sink right over there, that floral picture, is from my grandmother's dining room, and it's something that I treasure. Okay, that broccoli's done. So I made a pot of rice, and I don't have a rice cooker. I don't have fancy kitchen gadgets. I guess I'm just a little old school. I just make my rice in a pot. So we're gonna just, I did salt for my rice. I did some, of course I did butter. I'm a butter lover. We got some rice down, man down. Put a little bit of parsley in the rice because it's such a bland color. I just think it's nice if there's a little bit of color. So I'm gonna leave these lemons on here, right? Because they're soft, they're beautiful. And then the skin comes off pretty easily. It stays on the pan. So we're just gonna put that right there. I'm gonna put this other one here. This is gonna feed 4 people beautifully. This was $18. It's an $18 piece of salmon, and it's gonna feed 4 people just lovely. The olive oil and the juices are just absolutely gorgeous. So the great part about when you do broiled vegetables is they can sit for a minute and they're still going to be delicious. They don't have to be like burn your mouth hot. So that's something you can do just a little bit ahead. Sometimes with cooking, timing is tricky. Like, when do I put in what? How do I know when it's all going to be done at the same time? And that really is part of the art of cooking, is just getting in the kitchen and practicing and figuring out what works. So now I'm going to put it on this last plate. That looks delicious.